When you think about urbanization, there are three things that matter. Cities need to be connected, they need to be affordable, and they need to really integrate labor markets. So I've studied a lot of research, done a lot of research in Africa, and I find that there are three problems that emerge that make it different from the traditional urbanization we saw in East Asia. Cities are typically disconnected. That means it's very difficult for workers to get to jobs, easily commute, and get connected in the labor markets. In fact, the city of Nairobi, even though it's a city of millions, behaves like a labor market of a few 100,000. So that really limits opportunities. Second is that cities are really crowded. What I mean by that is typically in human history, when you had cities, you had clustering of economic activity. So African cities are very rich in its people, but the economies of African cities are lagging behind. So they're crowded in people, but not bustling in economic density. And because of the crowdedness and the disconnections, African cities become very expensive. They become very expensive for firms in tradable sectors to come locate, to expand production. It becomes difficult for workers to find jobs. So we need to change this characterization of African cities of crowded, disconnected, costly, to becoming much more economically dynamic. Once you do that, you'll find that people have better access to opportunities, young people have jobs that pay them better, and they also find themselves inclusive because there are better spaces for people to interact and share ideas. Evidence based on credible data is the bedrock for development policy. When evidence is not only collected, but it's made available to the public, to decision makers, but to the population at large, it holds decisions accountable. And what we're seeing increasingly, there are new sources of data that are making it possible. Geospatial data, real-time data, complementing statistics that are produced by governments. Many governments across the world collect data, but they just don't make it available. This really limits decision making. So my plea to everyone is to collect credible data, but make it available in the public domain.